After the Bodhisattva conquered Hexiong, everyone is familiar with the next person who will appear. Who will he be? We wrote about this about the Bodhisattva who wanted to convince the Hexiong monster, and Wukong also took Tang Sen's Gaza back, but he did not go back to Tang Sen directly, but went back to Haiqingdong. What exactly is he going to do when he returns to Haiqingdong? Wukong directly withdrew his gang and invaded Hexiongdongli. He issued an attacker and recorded his several floors of the doors. He got angry in the first phase and burned Hexiongdong into a Honghongdong. The pineapple is spreading the grass and roots. Tang Sen suddenly passed by the fire and burned the sword, and then burned Hexiongdong. When talking about those rivers, all the fish roe he snatched out from the vitality were all sorted out, some excerpts were burned, some safe paper, and some gold to eliminate disasters and evil. At this time, Tang Sen tried to embark on the road to obtain gold again, leaving a group of valuable houses on the river, and the original closed-end road a big difference. Tang Sen tried to take the road to weapons and finally came to the bidding equipment. Zhu Lin's secret is Mao Wu Simbus, Gantian Yishu Hidden Gate is the hidden gate of the Water West Bridge Hidden Gate, and to the side of Yang Liu Lu, the original words begin to repeat each other. At this time, the westward direction of the city, Xianliang went out of the mountains and forests, and the dinner was about to adjust the road and turn to Niuyang. I met the 10 Bao Group Cotton House Bridge again, and I walked and sang. Song Kong's comment on this is that this must be a good family in a village, just right, and understand the customs. There was no such thing as a rock, but it was just like that. A young man who was rushing to the road was caught by Song Kong. No matter how the person comes, he will not be released. Song Kong obviously bullies the two families in the south. Tang Sen really couldn't stand seeing the scene. Wukong, no one came there, you were asking that person. Just let him go if he is in the car. Do you know if you have someone else and don't have a car? Master Su asked him, then you can buy it. What does buying mean? For Song Kong bought books, Song Guan Journey to the West Jichuenshu, Song Kong's buying shopping is an invitation to join, and he wants to join. In other words, how did Song Kong know that there was an invitation in the village? The traveler before entering the village once said, cut the old sun and go and see where Brother Ji is here. Oh, it's not right. Song Kong just told Tang Sen that this is a good village, but now he said there is a buy, and he also needs to look at Brother Ji. This is because I have Tang Senator. Let's make an assumption. If Song Kong said that there was something wrong with this village, Tang Sen was willing to come to Jiesu. In fact, Tang Sen's opinion was not important at all. So, what is the opposite of the boy that Song Kong caught? By here is the place where us is buried. If you change to Gao Lao's outfit, most of them are awake in Gao Lao's outfit. Gu changed to Gao Lao's outfit. My family member of old Taigong Gao is named Gao Tai. I have a daughter in Taigong who is only 20 years old and is not even more suitable for her. I was invited to fight 3 years ago. The invitation was a son-in-law who had been the whole 3 years. I was too late to treat my daughter Zhaoli. When it comes to invitations, I was not a good idea. One way to do bad things, and each family was to deal with each other, and I always had to withdraw the invitation. Then how could he withdraw the invitation? He would lock his daughter in his back house for half a year, and the Yu family would not be released to meet him again. I was in Taigong, and asked me to find a way to get a waste tube. I didn't have any support in these situations. I didn't remember that I was not strong enough to ask the rural newspaper to report that I was not strong enough to be able to do that waste well. I just scolded me and said I couldn't do anything, but I also did some production in my 5,000 ingzi. I asked me to invite Hao Fa to come to him again. Simply put, it was because his son-in-law Zhao of old Lady Gao's son-in-law who was dissatisfied with it and wanted to break the engagement. Song Kong's answer is very interesting. If you want to participate again, I have a provincial government. This is the boss of Zhao Si and Lu. When you go back, the head of Shang Fu Mina's family, we said that we are the Yudixingsen demolished from the Dongpu family. We went to the west to worship the country and seek excellence. We are good at it and want to be fooled. It is indeed Song Kong's government, or Song Kong's business. But guess what would Tang Sen feel at this time? If someone has a good person to complain about this, why did he suddenly help a waste monster? What should I say? Are you sure you ask me or someone who is here to make a fuck? I was cheated by this good guy again. Let's talk about the manifestation. Old Mrs. Gao heard that someone said that the waste was coming and went out to meet him. The two elders had done their wastes and made their wastes. This is right, it's called the elder. The first time I saw someone, I called him a master or something, only the elder who held the waste can do this. Tang Sen returned the resignation. Gao Lao Yuan saw that this thing was empty and he didn't dare to make a fuss with him. Song Kong was still very frustrated last time. This time it was his turn to not accept the substitute. Obviously, this old lady Gao is a clan who is prone to the camp, but why did she find a revenge to buy a monster female giant? Is this the retribution in the story? After the Ice Clan sat down, Lao Gao asked him about this attempt to make the two of them. Can you get along with your waist? Tang Senya Ge doesn't make this tea. Ah, with the help of the white fireballs in the west, Ing Zhuang to Qi Shao will go tomorrow morning. But that's not the case with Haozi. I was so happy that I could pick up a few waste monsters. It was so cool, and there were a few waste monsters on millions of paintings. When Lao Gao heard this, he was wrong. Now it's the god. How many waste monsters did he eat? Only this one waste monster female giant, which was enough for him to exchange for. We have been equipped with Taoist gold since ancient times, and there is no ghost broken Wang Liang, who is also the devil's throne behind. This is unfortunate that Lao Duo has never had a son, and only 3 daughters are left. The older one is called Xianglan, the second one is called Yulan, and the third one is called Qianlan. The 2 of them have been with the same family since childhood. They only have this young one. They have to take a female giant, and they only go to him to live with my family, become a female giant, and call her a family, and be a wife. However, 3 years ago, there was a man who had a delicate path to the demon sheep. He said that someone was named Zhu on Fuling Mountain, and there were no brothers above him, so he wanted to be a female giant in the family. Lao Dujian was really a person who was completely unattacked and half in one, so he called him. When you enter the door, you will feel the feelings. You don't need to be an ox to cultivate the land and the fields, and you don't need to hide the ox when you harvest the sky. You don't need to hide the name of the name. In fact, it's good. There is only one thing every day, and it will change your face. When he came out, he was a fat man with a long mouth, and later he turned into a fool with a long mouth. He had a middle hair on his head, his body was rough and afraid of people. His head and face looked like a pig. He tasted very big. He had to eat 3 no winter rice for a meal. He had to spend 100 soldiers in the morning to have a snack. Fortunately, he only eats vegetarian food. If he is eating some wine, he will have to eat it clean if he is a sweet product from Lao Duo and other family leaves. Tang Sen has a little bit of a favor for this medicine. One is because he made it, so he ate it. He just looks a little bit awkward and didn't do anything about Shantian sect. Besides, he has done so much work for your family. When Gao heard this, he explained that eating is still a small matter. Now he can make trouble again. Yunlai accidentally walks around and kills 10 flying. My family is the left in the secretive gathering. He locked the crispy blue girl in the back exhibition. He has never met for half a year, and he doesn't know how to live or die. Therefore, he is the only one. It was a sauce fruit, and I asked a mage to retreat with him. I went to retreat. There was something wrong with Mrs. Gao's words. Old man Gao wanted to recruit his daughter to go to Min before he went to Juba Street to take the initiative to come to the door. Lao Duo made a speech at home 3 years ago, but he locked up his daughter half a year ago. At least 2.5 years ago, he lived a fair wife. When he said it, he was a fat man, and later he turned into a long-mouthed man. So when did Lao Duo completely become his true self? This time point is very critical, because it determines Lao Madam Gao's merit and what is the real reason for driving away Juba Street. If it is said that Zhudo Zhuer was only transformed into Zhudo Zhuer half a year ago, and Gao Lao Manggong, he thought he was going to blame and drove him away. Another possibility is that Zhudo Zhuer was transformed into Zhudo Zhuer not long after he was convicted of Zhudo Zhuer. Gao Lao Manggong should have known that his daughter was going to be transferred, but at that time, Gao Lao Manggong did not want to be driven away. Juba Street was not until half a year ago. Hey, the real reason did not appear. So, what is the real reason why old Madam Gao wanted to drive away Juba Street? The subsequent program will tell you about rare records and the comments behind it.